Have you heard of a little app called Discord? Well, if you're on the internet frequently, you probably have, which means you likely have a Discord account, but by the off chance that you don't, trust me, it only takes like 5 minutes to create one. I'm one of the owners of a Kingdom Hearts Discord server called The Union. Discord is a really cool place to interact with me more directly outside of Twitter, YouTube, and other social media platforms. This is a cool way to be more involved in our community and interact with some fans of your favorite series and even some of the content creators as well. You can speak to us via the voice channels or text channels the server offers. And trust me, I'm on Discord a lot, so there's a lot of opportunities to interact with me on there. You also get access to some really cool emotes to make chatting a lot more fun. Make an account and join the Discord server. I would really love to have you there. We are growing with well over 200 members and are still rising rapidly. The link is below in the description if you wish to join. We hope to see you there. So I thought I was done with the Ultimania stuff for at least a good week or two, or until something else interesting popped up. But no, the day after I record my previous video, more Ultimania translations come out, and I thought all the important stuff was kind of known already, was kind of already translated, but nope. This is something I'm probably the most interested in, that has me asking questions the most out of everything in the Ultimania so far. Out of everything in Kingdom Hearts 3, this was one of the most interesting things. And today, what we're going to be talking about is the secret reports for Kingdom Hearts 3, which is basically them going through the reports one by one and talking about anything that might be confusing, some extra information, just more speculation, just all that good stuff. We get some insight from the developers themselves when they made these reports. So I'm very interested to read into this, so let's get right into it. So I'm going to be reading the reports themselves. Then I will be following it up by reading the Ultimania commentary that was provided for that report. We have 13 of these, so this is going to be a really long video. I already have my water right here on my desk, so I'm ready. Hope you guys are. I'm about to dive right into this. I haven't read these yet myself either, so this is going to be a surprise to me as well. Am I alive? When I awoke, I found myself in a cell. Afterwards, the researchers attempted to learn just who I am. Who am I? What I can remember is 4 friends, a key. I, who have no name, became known as X. The only joy I've had since coming here is conversing with the 2 boys who come sometimes. Then one day, someone came to take me out of the cell. In the dim light, I saw that the man was one-eyed. Though several years have passed, still, now, I know not who I am. May my heart be my guiding key. Man, these secret reports are so good, oh my gosh. But here's what whoever is writing this has to say. They don't really specify, but here's the commentary from, I'd assume, one of the developers, if not Nomura himself. The writer is a girl known as Subject X, who was being used as a test subject in Ansem the Wise's castle. She is the same girl being sought after by Ansem Seeker of Darkness, as well as the girl Axel and Syax spoke of. 4 friends, a key. The wording insinuates a deep relationship between 4 friends and a key, the Keyblade. The saying, may my heart be my guiding key, is connected in that it implies she is someone who came from the ancient past. The 2 boys who come sometimes, Lee and Isa, who lived in Radiant Garden in order to see her, they slipped into the castle. I saw that the man was one-eyed. If we're speaking about one-eyed men who were in the Ansem the Wise's castle, Brig, as Zigbar was known during his human days, springs to the forefront of your mind. He became one-eyed during the events of Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, and was around during the same time Lee and Isa were sneaking into the castle. Now, before I used to think this was Strelitzia, but nowadays I kinda think that it's Skuld, this mystery girl they're talking about. I feel like Skuld is either in 1 or 2 positions in Kingdom Hearts Key, or just Kingdom Hearts in general. I either think Skuld is going to be the person who is young Xehanort and Ericus's master, because it kind of fits the whole one trio has to have a girl thing in the Kingdom Hearts series, which some trios are obviously excused from, but most trios tend to have at least 1 female character. Or number 2, I think that Skuld probably is this mystery girl Lee and Syax kind of are looking for, or that they used to talk to. Because Skuld, if you kind of think about it, I don't I don't know how to say this, but she kind of fits like the mold that like Sayax and Lee kind of give off. But continuing, Markham Mastery Exam Log. Some days have passed since I set out on my journey to visit faraway worlds for the Markham Mastery Exam. I had hoped for Ericus to come along with me, but I was to go first. It is a journey to the worlds of fairy tales that I had seen in books. I, who had been raised in a world surrounded by water and dreaming of the outside world until just a few years ago, set out from my home. Guided from the future and on my journey towards Master, I came into contact with several darknesses. Ever since those days, I thought that if darkness was able to be controlled, it needn't be feared. Ericus, who carries within him the blood of masters from the age of fairy tales, I don't want to be someone who chases after his silhouette, but instead stands shoulder to shoulder with him as an equal. Note the kanji here is oppose or antagonize. I will need the power that is discovered from the balance of light and darkness. Xehanort. So that was report number 2, and here's the commentary provided with it. This is a report the young Xehanort wrote before becoming a Keyblade Master. It shows that while he was forming the ideology around things like if darkness was able to be controlled, it needn't be feared, and I will need the power that is discovered from the balance of light and darkness, he also showed the pure-hearted desire to mutually improve together with his best friend Ericus. Ericus, who carries within him the blood of masters from the age of fairy tales. It is revealed that Master Ericus is descended from the first masters. Furthermore, according to director Tetsuya Nomura, these first masters are people in the dandelions who appear in Kingdom Hearts Union Cross, and aren't related to the Master of Masters or foretellers who appear in back cover. Okay, so he's a descendant from the foretellers in Union Cross, or the 5 new union leaders in Union Cross. I wonder what role that's going to play in the future. Anyways, moving on with number 3, Memo 1 regarding the heart experiments on Subject Key, or Subject X. Female around 15 years old, found early in the morning in the Central Plaza. After 7 days, she was able to speak, but is amnesic, and cannot remember her own name. Seems concerned about which world this is. Her words seem to indicate she had friends with her, though she cannot remember her companions' names. Okay, that just, I don't know. This is like my 3rd or 4th time reading the reports, and I'd assume these are Japanese translations of the reports, so obviously wording may be a little bit different from this to the game version if you play the English copy, but I feel like that just straight up confirms, like, yeah, it's Scold. It seems she was separated from them in her previous world. Shows a rejection response when attempting to recall those memories. Experiments of the heart. After the first experiments that were done with my master, Ansem the Wise brought me, who had lost my memories, in as an apprentice. Okay, so this character appeared slightly after Birth by Sleep, which makes sense. He came to fear something and the experiments were ceased. However, would those experiments not be effective on this girl who, like me, has lost her memories? Depending on the investigation into the heart, it's possible to touch those memories, using myself as the test subject. I will get those memories back. Learning just who this girl is and where she has come from is deeply fascinating. May my heart be my guiding key, is what I'm sure she muttered. Xehanort. Now, obviously, this Xehanort and the Xehanort from Report 2 are different versions of Xehanort. This Xehanort is Apprentice Xehanort, who is actually Terranort. Oh my gosh, Kingdom Hearts, what have you done to me? And the Xehanort in Report number 2 is obviously a young Xehanort, like from the chess game. Now, there's not much commentary for this one. Like report number 2, this was written by Xehanort, but reports 3 and 4 were written during his time as an apprentice. His investigations of Subject X are written here, which, yeah, I just said that. Thank you, Ultimania commentary. Now, number 4, Memo 2 regarding the heart experiments on Subject X. As before, her memories do not return, and our conversations continue with no indication that they ever will. Her stories sound almost like a world of fairy tales, though it's difficult to imagine so, just from the fragments I get from her speech. It's possible she has traveled through time. If this is true, The urge to peek into her heart is uncontrollable. During initial testing, there were several candidates on whom tests were performed, but all of their minds became unstable and collapsed. There is a chance the girl could be a special test subject. In the midst of everything, my master, who had repeatedly performed tests on several subjects, stopped his research, tore up the results, and harshly berated me. Not only that, but upon the release of many subjects, the girl also disappeared. Where is Subject X? Is my master hiding her? However, I will not cease these experiments. With myself as the first subject, I will begin the true experiment. Xehanort. The second part of the observation reports apprentice Xehanort wrote on Subject X. He is told by her that it seems she has traveled through time from the age of fairy tales. Wait, she told him? All of their minds became unstable and collapsed. This shows the reality of what happened when Xehanort continued his human experimentation and created many sacrifices out of the test subjects. Yeah, this is a kid's game, right guys? The cruelty of his actions are also written about, partially in the secret reports of Kingdom Hearts 1. Man, I love how all these secret reports kind of connect with each other. It's so beautiful. This is ultimately the way Xehanort interpreted the situation. Ansem, Seeker of Darkness, later asked Ansem the Wise about it, with this as the basis. Actually, as written in Secret Report 1, Braig is the one who took Subject X away. Okay, so Xigbar is the one that knows where the girl is. Xigbar, dang dude, how many secrets are you holding? Luxu, what have you been doing, dude? He's been on top of everything. Alright, secret report number 5. To us as children, that castle was fascinating. Inside, Ansem the Wise performed various experiments, and under his blessing, the people lived in peace. Just that was enough to drive our curiosity, but beyond those closed-off walls, dark rumors existed. Night after night, the sound of what seemed like people's moans could be heard. That's so dark, dude. Dangerous human experimentation was being done. Together with my best friend Lee, we hatched a plan to investigate and sate our curiosity. First was slipping past the brawny gate guards, who from their appearances, you would never guess were also researchers. Sure enough, we were quickly found, and the days we spent getting thrown out of the castle continued. Finally, on the day we managed to infiltrate at the bottom of a spiral staircase deep within the heart of the castle, we found rows of cells stretching on into the darkness. Without even knowing if anyone was in those cells and unable to call out to anyone, we definitely felt someone's presence and regretted having snuck in. Just as we were about to turn and leave, however, we felt that a tiny voice called out to us. Following that terrified voice, we found a girl, her faintly shining light glowing. Saix's memoirs about his boyhood days as Aiza. You can read about how to satisfy their curiosity. Aiza and Lee snuck into the research castle and met a mysterious girl, Subject X. The brawny gate guards, this is talking about Dylan and Alias, whose jobs were to keep watch during the ending of Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. You can see them throwing Aiza and Lee out of the castle after finding them there. Oh my gosh, Numora, you sly dog, dude. You are like, you're such a genius. I just can't. I can't. Like, no one would have thought a subtle little scene like that would wrap up like it has today. Well, I won't say wrap up because we still got some questions, but it's still just crazy how that little scene of them being thrown out just connects to something else. Anyways, continuing though with number 6. The light was dim, so we couldn't clearly make out the girl's features. Concealing our voices, we tried speaking with her, but she had lost her memories. Why was she locked up in this place? Even that she didn't know. Even so, I thought that I wanted to save her. Man, Saix is such a good boy now. From that point on, our attempts to sneak in and the times we were thrown out grew more frequent, and at times we succeeded and spoke to the girl. As we were yet children, that was about all we could do to help her. As this continued, Lee and I decided that we were going to rescue her with the single-minded intent of saving her. We snuck into the castle. However, though we snuck in over and over, We never saw that girl again. Was she just an illusion? Lee and I launched a mission to search for her. Today we stand before the castle guards with the intent of becoming Ansem the Wise's apprentices, Sayax. Oh boy, that report was so good just rereading it. Alright, now here's the commentary for this post. The second part of Sayax's memoirs, talking about his exchanges with Subject X, it is revealed that Aizen and Lee joined Ansem the Wise's ranks of apprentices in order to search for Subject X, with the single-minded intent of saving her, so they did become Ansem the Wise's apprentices, though Sayax gives a fairly cold impression. When he was young, he had a passionate side that he acted on as well. He thought that joining Xemnas' side would give him a shortcut to saving Subject X, which obviously didn't happen, so that's sad. Alright, report number 7. Findings on the regeneration of people according to the Replica Project. Perhaps due to the great damage as a result of being erased as a member of Organization 13, I did not regain consciousness right away. Even when I did awake, I remained lying on the floor a while, thinking about what I should do, the Replica Project. During my time with Organization 13, I readied 20 replicas. Initially, there were many failures, not even deserving of a number title. But from the hatch, during my time with Organization 13, I readied 20 replicas. Initially, there were many failures, not even deserving of a numbered title. But from the batch, the first success, Replica Riku, was born, Repliku, as we call him. With the creation of number 14 Shion, a mostly human-like state was achieved. But her appearance was unstable and changed based on her relationship with those who interacted with her. Using those two as the base, I created a number of incredibly lifelike replicas, but just before their completion, my work was interrupted. My guess is that Xehanort is using both the initial batch and those that came after. Today I went out for a walk to the plaza for the first time in a while, but he appeared to make an unexpected proposal. Though quite a bit younger than I, he is a man who serves as Xemnas' advisor. Note the word used here is staff officer or military staff. I accepted that proposal and became a nobody once more. It will be convenient to use the replica project of the past. All is for the sake of atonement. Vexen. And here's the ultimate commentary for this. A report written after the recompleted Evan, Vexen, became a nobody once more. Pay close attention to the details of his greatly important research, the Replica Project. Additionally, it is written that Xemnas' advisor Sayax offered Vexen the proposal for the sake of atonement. Oh, so Sayax was the person that came up to Vexen. I don't remember them saying that in the game, unless it's something I looked over. Well, that makes a lot of sense then. So that means that the person Vexen is talking about in the cutscene with Demyx is in fact Sayax, which makes so much sense. And that makes me happy, because that's some nice consistency in there. The great damage as a result of being erased as a member of Organization 13. This is talking about the part in Kingdom Hearts 3 where Axel uses his flames to burn and destroy Vexen. When a nobody is defeated by an attack, their recompleted body suffers the damage. I don't know in what ways their body suffers the damage. Like, does that mean Vexen has burn marks all over his body or something? Like, I don't know. I'm not gonna dive into that too much though. Nothing too crazy there, but let's continue. The structure of the real Organization 13. The real Organization 13 is the name generally being used for Xehanort himself and his 12 vessels. As the numbers needed for the plan are already sufficient, Demyx and I have been sidelined. There are a few others from the old organization headed by Xemnas who, like me, chose to become nobodies again after their recompletion as humans. It's funny how they had a choice for this to happen. That's kinda hilarious. But Xemnas himself is ever an exception. At present, the real Xehanort, who is an old man, leads the real Organization 13. As he is a human, his Heartless and nobody who were defeated in the past, as well as the youngest Xehanort, do not truly exist in this time. They make use of the prototypes I once created as vessels, with their hearts being torn from the moments they existed in the past. Xehanort has ordered me to improve these prototypes so that they achieve a more human-like state. This is also a good opportunity for my atonement by completing replicas that will be the vessels for flesh and blood humans. I will have to think of how to give those vessels to them afterwards. Vexen. And here's the commentary for report number 8. The contents of Vexen's observations on the structure of the real Organization 13. The ones who do not truly exist in this time are called as such because their bodies are replicas, and their hearts were called from the past. Replicas that will be the vessels for flesh and blood humans. This is talking about the progression of Vexen's research, but also one of the aims he entrusts to Sora and friends. In the story, with the help of Demyx, the vessel that is brought before Ienzo is used for Roxas. Alright, so they basically just kind of reconfirmed what we already figured in the first place. So let's move on to report number 9. We're almost done, people, we're almost done. Regarding the analysis of Ansem the Wise's data, this is my conclusion after having seen all the data that my master entrusted to Riku. Within Sora's heart are 3 boxes, each storing 3 respective hearts. The first is Roxas, the second from around the same time as Roxas, the third is from a time before. Those 3 hearts are silently melded into Sora's. Potentially removing those hearts, physically speaking, poses a danger similar to when Sora once became a Heartless. First, the heart must be placed into a vessel to store it, and then that vessel must be awakened. The best method would be retrieving the bodies of those people to use as vessels, but the case of the others is unclear, and Roxas has no human body. Naminé, who is likely contained within Kairi's heart, is the same. As long as there is a body, all that is needed is some catalyst to return the hearts from Sora into the bodies. The catalyst is the person who ties all of their hearts together, as turning a heart completely into a data is impossible. The hearts can only be restored in pieces. Although the real hearts inside Sora are necessary, their memories can be completely reconstructed using the data. Twilight Town. For Roxas and Naminé, who have no physical bodies, this data is of great importance. Ienzo. And here's the commentary for report number 9, a report written by Ienzo, while analyzing the Ansem code. He writes about the 3 hearts inside Sora's, and the way to potentially safely restore them. The first is Roxas, the second from around the same time as Roxas, the third from a time before Roxas. Roxas, one from around the same time as him, which is Xion. Yes, I told everyone Xion is one of the hearts in Sora. I don't know why everyone was telling me, no, Xion doesn't have a heart, yada yada. She formed a heart in days. They make that completely clear that, like, nobody can form hearts over time. And the third from a time before Roxas, which is Ventus. Yes, I knew it. I've been telling people have been speculating so much about, like, who's this third heart within Sora. I told people it's literally Xion. By the way, there is only a 7-day gap between when Xion's heart returns to Sora and when Roxas's heart does. Okay. Continuing though with report number 10, regarding the analysis of Ansem the Wise's data 2. Replicas can be thought of as replacements for bodies. Their data can be pulled from the data of Twilight Town and placed into empty vessels. From their memories, the vessels will take their shape, changing into something very close to a human body. The final key is the sleeping hearts inside of Sora's. For their bodies to be born, as long as there is a catalyst to shake them from sleep, it's likely their hearts will return to their own bodies. Replicas, they are innovative ways to serve as someone's vessel, but they weren't supposed to have been completed yet. What's more, Evan, who actually plays a crucial role, has gone missing. If we're supposing Roxas, Naminé, and the other remaining person will have bodies, at the very least 3 replicas will have to be repaired. Either way, it's a difficult problem, but analyzing my master's data like this reminds me of the taste of the ice cream we always used to eat together when I was a child. Instead of regretting my betrayal, I must work towards restoring those 2, Roxas and Naminé, improving my master's true intentions. Writings about the plan to use replicas to receive Roxas and Naminé. It is a plan that would make a complete Roxas by using the data from Twilight Town and then taking Roxas's heart from Sora's. Reminds me of the taste of the ice cream we always used to eat together when I was a child. Ansem the Wise's favorite sea salt ice cream was also often eaten by Ienzo. when he was very young. You can see both of them walking and eating ice cream together in Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep's secret event, blank points. Alright, that's an overview of what they said in Report 10. Moving along. Okay, now we get into the really good stuff, the Luke Shoe stuff. Now, of course, it's going to say unknown at the bottom because at this point, they probably don't want to spoil you on the epilogue, but it's obviously Luke Shoe. Observation log. As is written on the Lost page, I have seen the Keyblade War through. Next is to pass down the Keyblade entrusted to me by my master. Of the dandelions left alive, 5 have been chosen as the Union leaders. I will hand down the Keyblade to one of them and watch over this fate. However, it seems someone has secretly infiltrated the chosen Union leaders, an exception who wasn't chosen by the Master. A virus who seeks to sneak into the program run by the Master, as it were. This virus has begun their strange machinations. They plan a reckless escape of the 5 to another world line. Is such a thing possible? It's the same as the plan that moved the dandelions to another world line after the Keyblade War. But I doubt the boy and the others, who are not even masters, can pull it off. It seems that a witch invited here purposely from the future holds the key. Regarding the Union leaders, I had thought there would be a much simpler plan, but is this too the doing of the master? Unknown. aka Luke Shoe, which they say right here in the Ultima commentary. Reports 11 through 13 are written by Luke Shoe, one of the masters of masters' apprentices who appears in back cover. They are fully loaded with information that has a deep connection to what's coming next in the Kingdom Hearts series. I like how they say fully loaded, like he's just about to be telling us all this stuff. As is written on the Lost page, I have seen the Keyblade War through. The Lost page is a page that was intentionally left out of the Book of Prophecies, whose contents extremely few people know. It seems someone has secretly infiltrated the chosen Union leaders. The 5 Union leaders in Union Cross are Ephemer, Scold, Ventus, Brain, and Lorium. However, Ava, acting under orders from the Master of Masters, was supposed to have chosen a girl named Strelitzia. Whoever took her place is currently unknown. Okay, so they're still keeping that a mystery, meaning it's supposed to be a surprise, I'm guessing? A witch invited here from the future holds the key. The witch is Maleficent. In Kingdom Hearts 1, when her heart is released by Ansem, she realizes the conditions for time travel. She heard from Master Xehanort sometime in the past and travels to the ancient past. Okay, nothing too interesting there, kind of just an overview of what people who followed Union Cross already knew. But moving along with report number 12, Observation Log 2. Even if there is a world line without a Keyblade War, it isn't as if there is peace. After the disappearance of the Master and we apprentices, darkness appeared. With the rise of darkness, the end of the world is again approaching. Amid this confusion, as the Master instructed, I passed down the Keyblade to one of the Union leaders. Along with the sacrifice, the 5 have been sent to another world line. Wait, along with the sacrifice? What? I'm guessing sacrifice of the world? With this, I imagine the lineage of Keyblade wielders will be preserved. I, who have lost my Keyblade, must also depart this land in order to fulfill my final role. I will discard my body and place my heart into another vessel, and I will watch over the ages, proceed to the next era, and someday in the coming ages, perhaps in the separate world line, where the 5 were sent, some several years, some dozen of years, or some hundreds of years later, I will meet them again. Somewhere in the history of the passing down of the Keyblade, a chosen one who will reenact the Keyblade War will appear. When this chosen one takes the Goat of Atonement, Keyblade in hand. Is that the Keyblade's new name? Is it not called No Name anymore? Is it called Goat of Atonement? I will once again act to fulfill my final role. The Lost Masters will awaken. Unknown, aka Luke Shoe. Ooh, that was a good report. I want to see what the commentary is for this. It is written that the 5 Union leaders are sent to another world line, as even the world line without the Keyblade War will meet its end. Luke Shoe at this point discards his original body. I passed down the Keyblade to one of the Union leaders. The Keyblade Luke Shoe had was entrusted to him by the Master of Masters, and is considered the oldest Keyblade. In the text, it is called the Goat of Atonement and was passed down through the ages until it was given to Master Xehanort. Come on, man, stop with these freaking overviews of what I just read. Give me something interesting, dang it. Man, I know they want to be so vague, like, I'm sure this person is trying his hardest to not say something, to not slip up. Anyways, continuing, last chance, last report. Let's see what juicy info we find out about here. Observation log 3. It seems that this body and name will be my last. If I, who have seen many bodies and names, were to have another chance, I must regrettably give up here. Note KH3 says here, this line was really hard to translate since it almost doesn't make sense. It's almost like two sentences got smashed into one. In the English game, it says I must focus on what's most important or something along those lines. But in the JP, the emphasis is on the fact that he has to part with something he doesn't want to. Huh, that's interesting. The Keyblade has been handed down through generations, one by one, and at last it seems a Keyblade master devoted to darkness will be born. Until now I have watched the Keyblade from far away, but it seems I must now take to the stage. All I have to do is pretend to be a fool who wishes for the power of the Keyblade from up close. As his accomplice, I will be at his side and watch over my Keyblade. The Gazing Eye. The Keyblade entrusted to me by the Master of Masters. The Keyblade that was created with the Master's Eye that links to the future. And through that eye, the Master can see the future. To change my body and watch over this Keyblade through the ages is also my role. It has been a long time. It has been an unimaginably long road. At last, in this era, the Keyblade War will rage, and Kingdom Hearts will be opened. A true Kingdom Hearts, born from the clash between light and darkness. The reunion with those I once called my friends is near. Thereby my role will be realized, and he will return. Unknown, aka Luke Shu. Now let's see what juicy info he has to give us. Please be something juicy. A report written by Luke Shu as Braig when he realized that after witnessing Master Xehanort's rise, the Keyblade War would happen again. It is confirmed once again that the Master of Masters can see the future through the Keyblade he passed to Luke Shu. All I have to do is pretend to be a fool who wishes for the power of the Keyblade. You can see the moment Braig and Master Xehanort come into contact in Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. God dang it, dude, no juicy info, just another overview. Well, it's whatever though. We got some pretty juicy info out of these reports and they were a very fun read. I had fun reading the reports again. I also had a lot of fun reading the Ultima commentary. I got a little bit more speculating to do and I'm very interested as to what these reports end up like being like down the line. Like I want to see the things in these reports that all these reports are talking about Subject X and the whole he will return thing. I'm hoping to see all that stuff in the next Kingdom Hearts game. Numora, you better hit us with the juicy stuff. Hit us with it. I'm ready, dude. I am so ready. But holy crap, this video is going to be long. I don't know how long it's going to be in editing, but right now my audio file, mistakes and all, is looking to be a good like 53 minutes right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and end off the video here because I've been talking for a while. But thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and I just want to say thank you so much for all the support on the past few videos, really. Like, each of our videos have been reaching like 10K or above, and I don't know if the same is going to happen to this one, but it really doesn't matter because what I've really been loving about all of the recent support is the interactions with you guys. Like, you guys have been so kind and friendly in the comment section, with the exception of a few people who want to try to trigger everyone. But like, you guys have been so nice and respectful to one another, and I've really enjoyed scrolling through the comments and reading all like you guys can give me about your theories, about your thoughts on Kingdom Hearts 3, the reports, the video. Like, it all just means a lot. But thank you guys for watching today's video. If you enjoyed, leave a like, share the video with a friend or family member, and last but not least, if you have not already and want to become a part of the union, all you have to do is hit that red little subscribe button down below. My name is Prodigy, and I will talk to you soon. Peace out.